ladies and gentlemen, relationships, long-term friendships, people that you can count on and for extended period of time. Lesley Hunter is in the building, everyone, and we've been friends for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And she's one of the utmost professional people you will ever get to meet on this little planet because, just by virtue of what she does as a profession, resume makeover. Pretty cool. Welcome to the Your Little Castle show.
Thanks,
Lesley.
Carter. Happy to be here.
Well, I tell you, we've had a lot of interaction with regard to business and helping the community and your work as having your own show as a host here in St. Louis and when you live in St. Louis. And it's just kind of exciting that we stay connected even by remote and afar because these days the technology allows us to do that. And we kind of just kept our relationship even at a distance, business stuff we talk about and business ventures we've worked on. And now we're working on some other stuff. We might bring you in to work to help us with the consulting side. Tell us what you're up to and how it's going in your little world as a business consultant, as a model, as a pageant winner, as Mrs. Florida. Is that right?
Yes.
Very cool stuff. Talk to us a little bit about what you got going on.
Absolutely. I guess the better question is what don't I have going on? But yes, as you mentioned, last year I held the title of Mrs. Florida 2021 in the Miss World International pageant and placed also a national title of Miss World America Lady. So as you remember from back in my days in St. Louis, I did some pageant involvement. I held a Missouri title in 2009. So I really enjoy my pageantry work. Also, my main gig, I guess you could say I have going on that I've done for over 7 years is my resume makeover. And that's also my heart and my passion, helping individuals with their resume writing and copywriting needs to better market themselves, both towards employers as well as business owners, attracting clients and consumers.
Well, you've done a lot impressive stuff that I can tell. A lot of people they get out in their little world and they get kind of in their main function, if you will, and kind of spend their life doing that, and they wonder, wow, my life passed me by. I didn't get to do anything. You've done some really exciting, fun stuff. Talk a little bit on the wall behind us, everybody. I'm gonna put the widescreen up right now. What was it like doing? What is it like doing the modeling stuff that you do? That traveling around the world, multiple locations around the United States that you've represented and been honored as the Mrs. Florida, was it Pasadena?
Pasadena, yeah, when I lived in California. Good
right?
memory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Talk a little bit about that. What's that like?
Yeah, it's wonderful to being a pageant title holder. It's great to look pretty. It's wonderful to have a shiny crown, but for me, it's more than those things. And for many people involved in the pageant world, it's about really serving your community. So when I lived in Pasadena, and I know it, because you're so great with doing wonderful things in the community, you would appreciate this. But I worked with children in the Pasadena area. They had a great event that I was participating in called Story Time with Children. And we basically read to children that were of color from other story writers and storytellers that were of color as well, and volunteered with a lot of kids in Pasadena. And then here in Florida, or I guess we're in St. Louis now, but living in Miami, I partnered with a couple organizations, one called Girls Inc., which works with children in Title I schools to help them, and they pair business individuals such as myself to mentor these kids in Title I schools that oftentimes don't have many mentors and people to help influence them positively. So I'm really enjoying pairing up with that organization as well. So for me, I love traveling and modeling and going to exotic places, but it's more important for myself, the enjoyment I get out of serving others and serving my communities.
Well, I'm going to put up on the wall some of those pictures of you doing some of your modeling. This is pretty cool stuff. There you are. That's the World International. Tell us what everybody sees on the screen. They can't see you, but that says Miss Florida across your, what do they call that? Your sash?
Yes. Yep. And that's me when I won the national title of Miss World America Lady through the same pageant system when we were at nationals.
Okay. And a couple more here. World America. Miss
Yeah.
Florida tied into the same thing.
Absolutely.
You look great there. Great pics. That's
Thanks.
what they do. And then
Oh,
some
that's
friends.
actually me and Terrence Howard, the actor on Empire.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got to connect with him in Chicago. So.
Well, I'll jump right over here too. This is your business website,
Yes.
your fan
My
page, Facebook page,
Yeah.
right? Resume Makeover. And so I'll leave that up on the screen for everybody to look for a second, and I'm going to switch us back over to us talking because it's more interesting to see a pageant model in the studio. But behind us now, you can see that. So talk about your resume makeover business a little bit. I
Yes.
mean, that's pretty interesting because you really get to help people get into that career that they may not have gotten if they didn't have the right representation of what they've accomplished, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you hit it on the head. I mean, I've had this business for over 7 years, and really came up with it because I was working with another company doing resume writing, and like yourself, I have a big network of individuals that were saying, hey, I heard you do resume writing. I need help finding a job. I've been out of work for X amount of time. So I decided to start my own LLC and Resume Makeover as a company entity, and started serving clients. There's a certification called Certified Professional Resume Writing Credential. I call it the CPA of resume writers.
And by chance, that's right behind you on the wall. Everybody can see
Yes,
that's on the
that
TV wall.
is-
You can see that?
That is the CPRW, and I tested and obtained that. It's several hours exam, kind of like one that's taking their series license in the financial industry or other license certifications. So passed that and started serving clients anywhere from entry level, high school and college students going into entry level positions, all the way up to C-suite level executives who have 25, 30 plus years of experience and are looking for board positions, and everyone in between. So I really enjoy serving different levels of individuals as well as different industries. I mean, I've worked with anyone from like nonprofit sector to legal, medical, a lot of healthcare and marketing, even did a pastor's resume the other month. So I serve, I mean, pretty much whatever job you're looking for, I can help you.
Well, I'm going to put up on the screen here again your Resume Makeover fan page. Lots of activity here. Some pretty cool stuff. You sent me
Yeah,
a clip. Do you want to play that clip? Your interview you had here on what network was
It's
it?
called the Sassandra Show. They played it on, I think, Xfinity and different networks, and then also have a YouTube page as well. And I can share that interview. It was great. That's the Girls Inc. Organization that I was mentioning I work with in Miami. That's another interview I had.
Well, you got a good following. I know you do a lot of work. I know your time is short here, so we don't want to take too much of your time, but what the work you're doing is amazing, and I hope you continue to help change the world and impact the lives of those who obviously they need help. They need to get out there and tell us what's the perfect client for you. Who's somebody that you say, all the way from the person trying to get out of, or maybe doesn't have a job, but at kind of entry level, all the way up to CEOs and everything in between?
And really everything in between. And whether you're currently, unfortunately, laid off and looking, of course, give me a call. And even those that are perfectly fine in their positions, but are open-minded, I think that's also a smart thing to plan ahead. As my mom always says, it's easy to find a job when you have a job. So I think it's perfect for individuals that are set to just have their resume ready and on hand, because you never know when that opportunity will come when you need to make a change. So at any stage you're at, give me a call. I'd love to help.
All right, everybody. Lesley Hunter, certified professional resume writer, resumemakeover.com, and a dear friend of mine for almost getting into our second decade here.
I know.
I don't want to give away
dating ourselves.
She's not as old as I am, for sure. So I can say 2 decades, and it's not a big deal. You say 2 decades because a beautiful young lady. Wait a minute, you're getting into my teens, apparently.
We're all keeping it kosher.
Right. She was 18, 20. No, I think it was 22 when I first met her.
Something.
And 15. So yeah, 10, 12. Now, I didn't say how old she was. I don't know how old she is, but she's probably. And there it is. So thanks for coming on the show and talking a little bit about the expertise you have and how you can help people to impact their lives.
And please reach out. As Carter mentioned, my website is www.resumemakeover.com. You can email me individually. That's a great way of contact at Lesley, Lesley, at resumemakeover.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, so feel free to reach out.
Easy to find Lesley. She is a professional extraordinaire and does a great job in our community. So we want to highlight those kinds of leaders, and Lesley is one of the best. Thanks again for coming
Thanks,
in.
Carter.
While you're in town in St. Louis, we had to get her in our studio here so we could talk a little about what the exciting stuff she's done. I mean, really exciting stuff.
Aw.
All right, everybody, stay tuned for more. This is the Your Little Castle Show. Giddy up.